So I watched what happened to clavicular. Yes, I saw what happened to his nose. I saw his downfall. I saw the Paris problem, how everyone made fun of him in Paris. And here's what this tells me about humanity rather than clavicular himself. What this tells me about humanity is that humanity actively enjoys the failure and the downfall of someone else's lives. The average person, as I said, is highly sadistic. Therefore, an average person, they actually kind of enjoy when people fail. They actually kind of enjoy when a celebrity fails, when someone who's famous, is, let's say, bad looking, or they get rejected, or they lose at something. And really, this internet has become even worse than like dark web, because the dark web is just about buying products, but the internet is actually about showing yourself, showing your face to the world and getting judged by it. And so the clavicular situation, it actually kind of pities me. I don't feel actual, pride when I watch clavicular fail, when I see people make fun of him. In fact, I feel the opposite. I feel pity for him. I feel pity for the way people treat him. Not because I respect clavicular, not because I see clavicular as this ideal, modern, guru who says everything correctly and who has good ideology and good value system. No, it has nothing to do with, what I personally respect in clavicular. It's simply, how other people who saw clavicular fail reacted. That is what disturbs me. The fact that people were never on clavicular sides. They always waited for his downfall. And that's how I feel in my day-to-day life, that people actually actively, secretly enjoy my downfall, my failure, my problems. And that's why we have so many problems in the world, because people don't actually want other people's lives to get better. And as an autistic person, I had a very hard time accepting this reality. And at first I denied it. I thought people just lacked awareness, people just lacked self-control, they were highly immature. But now I realize that the actual word mature is actually just a highly sort of secret word for, or it means, what it means in society is actually being cruel, right? Because we think of adults or maturity as cruel people, right? That's how I experience this word. The word mature just always kind of associates me to like some toxic boss in like an office, and then he he fires you and he says how awful you work and he calls you stupid and he calls you all those names. That's how I feel, when people idealize certain labels, because those labels mostly just have toxic meanings, But here's the thing, right? Even the people who are quote-unquote empathetic, they're actually just pitying clavicular. But it's not even pity, it's just they're pretending to pity him. Because it's in a way, it's a form of self-enhancement. When you pity someone, you are actually kind of secretly uplifting yourself up, to feel better about yourself. Oh, he's so poor, he failed, he wasn't good enough, he wasn't good to begin with. Bro, you don't actually give a fuck about him. You don't actually care what happened to him. You're just pitying him because your pity subconsciously feels like superiority. But it's just masked as pity, because society likes to use the word pity. Society likes to mask their grandiosity as pity. Even the word pity is not even pity. It's just a lexichymic generated label used by society in order to mask their superiority. And I don't even want to call it superiority, because superiority says, I am awesome. But malignancy says, I am better. You are worse. You deserve to be bad. You deserve to be worse than me. That is how I feel about society. That is how I feel about the world. I just see this world as a giant malignant place where everyone is actively trying to sabotage other people. We either envy them or we pity them. But even the word pity, as I said, is just a nice word for I fucking won. So yeah, that's what I think, and let me know what you think, because yes, it sounds kind of cynical, but I think this is the reality, because the clavicular situation, everyone is like making fun of him. Everyone is like saying how his nose is now ugly and how he's autistic and how he's, he never had the chance. He was always the weirdo. Yeah, well, guess what? Nothing of this, none of these like comments say anything about clavicular other than what they say about humanity. And I sound like controversial because I am controversial. I'm literally calling out humanity for actually criticizing clavicular. I'm the first person who says, no, not fuck clavicular, fuck you all. Fuck you all. The guy actually tried to improve his life. And people cannot handle someone getting plastic surgery. People cannot handle someone being better than them and being better looking. So they love it when clavicular fails, because if clavicular would succeed, it would fuck them up so badly because they would feel fucking envy. And I fucking hate people who feel either envy or grandiosity or superiority, because these people are the actual sadistic ones. And the average person is, of course, that type of person. So yeah, this clavicular situation, whatever happened in France or Paris, man, it's fucking insane. Not because clavicular fucked up his nose. That is like the least important thing that I see on clavicular. When I see clavicular, I see the humanity behind his critic. I see the humanity behind his loved downfall. So yeah, I kind of pity clavicular, but I don't fucking care what actually happened to clavicular, although I wouldn't want him to fail. For me personally, I would love for clavicular to ascend and to improve his looks and to improve his quality of life, and how girls treat him, and how, you know, even his autism symptoms. I don't wish him to stay fucking the same. I don't want clavicular to be on the autism spectrum disorder because it's fucked up. And yes, there are some theories that say that autism is not actually a disability, and in some cases it's actually a hyperability of certain abilities, or it's actually a talent of certain spatial abilities. So yeah, it's even here, you know, average people are they just want your downfall, I guess. So yeah.